morning. It's me, P-Dog Knight. And yes, it's Monday. Now remember, on Mondays, it's really hit or miss if I'm going to make it if I'm going to make it home on time to start the show on time. So just so you know that sometimes on Mondays, I'm just going to be late. I can't help it. They changed how we do things at my job in the morning. And so on Mondays, it's a challenge. Now, today, if you notice the name of the title, Manic Monday, this means I'm in a good mood. And wait, what's that weird shadow? That's weird. I'm just going back and forth. I don't know. Anyway, we'll figure it out later. I'm in a good mood, and I didn't have time to prep, but I'm energized. I'm in a good mood. And so today I'm just gonna, since didn't have any time to prep, I'm just gonna go through some articles, but I'm gonna tell you the title. I'm gonna give you two titles, and you can go A or B, and we'll decide which one we do, and we'll see how that works. If that doesn't work, I'll figure something else out, because I have tons of material from over the weekend. So that's how it's going to be today. So play the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog Studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, P-Dog Knight. Stop the music. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, me, Marty, a.k.a. P-Dog Knight. And welcome to the Morning Night Live. It is the 3rd of August. Yes, it's Monday. 2 days from my lovely wife's birthday, and so we're excited to. Well, we're not going to do anything really big for her birthday till Saturday, but I think we're going to go out for a nice dinner Wednesday night, which is her birthday, and she's having lunch with our kid's grandma on that day, so she's going to have a nice day. But then we're going to do something nice this weekend for her. I hope you all had a good weekend. Mine was, what did we do? Let's see, Saturday. What did I do Saturday? I can't even remember. My daughter and her significant other came over. They're getting ready to move into a place a little farther away from us, but actually more convenient, even though it's farther away. And so they came over for lunch. We did some ribeyes on the grill. No, ribeyes? No, we did T-bones. My wife bought a bunch of T-bones. And so we had some T-bones and some jalapeno cheddar sauce, some potato salad. And it was just a good time hanging out with my daughter, who I don't see as much as I'd like to, even though she lives in town. And then we got some tomatoes out of our planter and gave her some tomatoes. And it was a good time. And then Saturday, Lady Boomer and I just decided we're not doing anything. We actually spent the day at one of our favorite watering holes watching the Twins play baseball, which is very unusual because my wife is not a big baseball fan, and neither am I. So anyway, let's say good morning to everybody, and then we're going to get into the show. First in the chat today was my friend Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Who also gets the bell. Good morning, sir. Also, good morning to CNN Sucks, the most redundant name on the internet. Yes, I am late again, CNN. Every Monday, I'm probably going to be a little bit late. I should probably even change the time of the show. But also, good morning to Aloysius Fudpucker, Abdicatus Diabli, the Devil's Advocate, Grillin' Pirate Pete. P-Dog is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to. All right, that's a good way to look at it. Good morning also to the pissed off Shih Tzu. I have to say that very carefully. Sheagrath, what's up? Howdy, bigots. Renee Mayette, good morning. Zero, the hero, select a boy.
Yeah, boy.
Also, good morning to Kiever Dam. And hey, Larry. Hey. Also, good Fox 61. Maddie is here. Yes, Maddie, I am doing my show today. It's Monday. Just a little late. And also Cindy Rochelle, the nomad. I'm going to call Cindy the nomad because you are a nomad. Anyway, Amy in Connecticut. Katie did skate. Jay Wolf, what's up? Good morning, all you need. Scrolling, zero the hero I said, Kate Skates the boy. Stabbing Joe Scarborough, keeping them knife sharps. John Sislowski. Now, I don't see that name very often. You may lurk, or you may just every once in a while show up. But I'm glad that you are here. Welcome. Also, Chicago Mike, Jonas Pedersen. We got quite the gang here already. That's a really good start. Make sure if you like what we do here, sometime during the show, hit the like button, share, and all that stuff. And if you want to throw a couple bucks in the tip jar, or make sure that I say what you want me to say, you can throw that. You hit that Streamlabs link that shows up in the chat every once in a while. Also, good morning to Dark Isle. So, like I said, I didn't do a ton of show prep today, but I have a bunch of articles that I just haven't really gotten to. So now there's one in particular that was kind of weird because and then I'll just throw out some articles and say A or B, and you can vote on which one we're going to do. Also, before I get to that, if you are on Twitter, I mentioned this just a second ago, but I have a Twitter pull up that I'm trying to actually get some traction on and see kind of what kind of answers I get. And the Twitter poll is right here, and I put it in the chat once. Here, I'll put it in the chat again. Good morning, Tyler F. I'll put it in the chat again. The question of the week, at least the question over the next 2 days, and I know my answer to this, but anyway, so my friend Hotep Jesus was doing an experiment, or he made a statement, and then made this hypothesis. The hypothesis was, you are safer at a MAGA rally with a BLM shirt on than you are at a BLM rally with a MAGA hat on. Now, if you could go over there, take the poll, put your vote in the poll, and retweet the poll, that would be very helpful. I have it up for 2 days. I want to see how much, what kind of response. Now, I know what I think. But anyway, the poll is, assume just wearing the garment and not intentionally disrupting in any way. Would you feel safer doing? Which one would you feel safer doing? Vote and retweet. The choice 1, a BLM shirt at a MAGA event, or choice 2, MAGA hat at a BLM event. So go ahead, take that poll and retweet it. I'm trying to get this to go out a little bit and kind of see where it goes. And in fact, hopefully you'll have some left of center people that see this. I'd like to see what happens with this. So I know personally, just seeing how different things work, I know the actual answer is certainly, well, nope, I'm not even going to influence your answer. I'm not going to influence your answer. So that's the poll for today. All right, moving on. So there is one article that I just found fascinating. This is kind of crazy. So in Louisville, Kentucky, apparently the Cuban community in Louisville, Kentucky, which I didn't know there was a Cuban community in Louisville, Kentucky, but they've been rallying in support of our Cuban restaurant after Black Lives Matter issues a list of demands. Now, when I saw the list of demands, I found it fascinating. This was right out of like Al Sharpton's playbook, where you shake down businesses, kind of. But they didn't necessarily shake down. But here's the thing. A rather alarming situation is developing in Louisville, Kentucky, in which local businesses are allegedly being issued demands from Black Lives Matter activists and told if they don't meet the demands, their businesses might be, quote, fucked with, end quote. The demands are onerous, invasive, and ludicrous. They include everything from hiring quotas to training mandates to displaying a letter supporting reparations for Black people to, perhaps most outrageous of all, paying a recurring monthly donation of 1.5% of net sales to a local black nonprofit or organization. Hello, Dumbbeard. Hello, Big Assassin. What's up? Wow. That gets a, maybe it won't get one. Well, there's supposed to be a wow there. It should happen. So while some area business have already reportedly caved to the bullying demands, Fernando Martinez, a partner in a restaurant group, referred to the demands and alleged threats if he failed to comply as mafia tactics. Yeah. Wow. I knew that would show up somehow. Good morning, Cynical Lindsay. The Courier Journal reports Fernando Martinez, a partner of the Olay Restaurant Group, was one of dozens of business owners in the downtown Louisville district who recently received a letter from protesters laying out demands that aim to improve diversity in the area, which is known for its locally owned shops and restaurants. Martinez has publicly denounced the demands on Facebook, calling them mafia tactics used to intimidate business owners. And on Thursday, a small group of protesters confronted him outside his newest restaurant, La Bodeguita de Mima, on East Market Street. Quote, "There comes a time in life that you have to make a stand and you have to really prove your convictions and what you believe in," Martinez wrote in his Facebook post. "All good people need to denounce this. How can you justify the injustice with more justice?" Yeah, good point. According to a press release, members of the city's Cuban community will meet outside Nulu restaurant at 4 p.m. Sunday to support the immigrant-owned business, which has been subject to vandalism and extortion in recent days. This is nuts! This is fucking nuts! Sorry, did I just swear? I think I just swore. Oh my goodness. The list of demands handed out to restaurants and other small businesses in the area contains the following. Quote, "The demands and an attached contract, which were created by local organizers and activists, asked Nulu business owners to, quote, 1, adequately represent the black population of Louisville by having a minimum of 23% black staff." Are they going to ask all the Chinese restaurants to do that too? I'm just curious. A second one, purchase a minimum of 23% inventory from black retailers or make a recurring monthly donation of 1.5% of net sales. Now listen to that. 1.5% not of net profits, but net sales to a local black nonprofit or organization. If you know anything about the margins in restaurants particularly, that would be a very significant hit on their profits. Anyway, also require diversity and inclusion training for all staff members on a biannual basis and display a visible sign that increases awareness and shows support for the reparations movement. Now, this is hilarious. Think about this. You're asking a Cuban immigrant, to show support for the reparations movement. Now, what the reparations movement? Let me think about that. Reparations for, what is the reparations movement for? It's on the tip of my tongue. It's reparations. Oh, I know. Reparations for slavery. You're asking a Cuban immigrant, a Cuban immigrant. Now, I could have sworn that slavery was a pretty big thing in Cuba too back in the day. In fact, this Cuban immigrant might have ancestors who were slaves in Cuba. Anyway. Felix Crittenden, an activist who works with Black Lives Matter Louisville, said that demands and related Nulu social justice, health, and wellness ratings were not meant to be a threat, but were instead intended to start a conversation. Oh, they were just starting a conversation. Oh, how sweet. Just starting a conversation with owners about how their businesses can better reflect and support Black people. Really? Now I got to see the actual letter. Anyway, Crittenden claims that the outrageous demands are not meant to be a threat. Oh no, not at all. But no one protested those restaurants the last few days. No one did any vandalism to the properties the last few days. They're just good boys. Yes, we're all good boys. Good morning, Sapphire Dragon. Damn it, Chadwick, Kessler, Duck Dog. What's up? Okay, the Courier Journal. Let's see. Not meant to be a threat. However, Martinez says that he personally was told that he better comply or that his business would be, quote, fucked with, end quote, and reported that a flower pot belonging to the establishment was smashed for emphasis. This is like some mafia shit. Oh my God, he's going to have dead fish and horse heads and random somebody's fingers laying on his doorstep. Might even have one of those flaming bags of poo or something, you know? Oh my God. The Courier Journal continues, quote, the release states that La Bodeguita de Mima was forced to close July 24th during a demonstration that shut down East Market Street, at which several protesters presented Martinez with a list of demands and said he better put the letter on your door so your business is not fucked with. The restaurant remained closed the next 2 days because management and staff were concerned about safety. According to the release, 30-plus staff members, mostly immigrants, were unable to earn a paycheck. On Thursday, a small group of protesters returned to the restaurant after seeing Martinez post about the demands on Facebook. While there, one protester smashed a flower pot outside his business, while the rest spoke with Martinez and other employees about why the demands are needed. Needless to say, some people have some thoughts. Tim Pool, Black Lives Matter, is threatening small business with mafia tactics that don't pay. They demand 1.5% of net sales to approved NPOs, diversity training, and diversity hires. They vandalized business that refused. Okay, that was from the Courier Journal. Someone named Jeff Smith, BLM leftists are extorting small businesses, vandalized Cuban man's restaurant for not paying up, and the Louisville BLM mafia members are demanding cash payments to approved nonprofits, deserting trade and hiring. Yep, same thing. Yeah, unreal. But now the Cuban community turned out Sunday to defend one targeted restaurant, La Bodeguita de Mima, and push back against what they're calling the extortion and intimidation of their community by Black Lives Matter. So here's someone named Denny Camper. We're at, God, I say this name over and over, La Bodeguita de Mima in Nulu, where the Cuban community is holding a rally in support of the restaurant and its owner. So interesting. So the Cuban community come out. This is yeah, just leave it to the activists. Leave it to the activists to create a divide between various intersectional communities. Gosh. So here's some of the support for the restaurant. Looks like they're having a little party out there in front of the La Bodeguita de Mima. Okay, so and then I'll reduce this real quick. Oh, what the hell happened there? Okay, there we go. People of Cuban community are rallying out in Nulu outside that restaurant of that name to support the restaurant. Signs read, "We are peaceful, but don't tread on us," and "No to socialism in America." Good for them. They deserve the bell that I was just trying to give them, or a round of applause. It'll ring eventually. I should reset those, but I'm not going to do it today. It'll just have to work. Anyway, wow. What say you? There we go. There's the bell. And they deserve a round of applause. Probably does. Let's see. Brilliant Pirate Pete says, probably does not help that a large number of the older Cuban community tends to run conservative. Yeah, no, probably not. Jeez, that story just kind of makes me sad. I mean, this has gone so far beyond that police brutality angle, because honestly, I was writing somewhere where someone was complaining and trying to explain to me what Black Lives Matter meant. And, they're saying, oh, you just want, it doesn't mean that you want blacks to be above everybody else. And it just means you want blacks to be even with everybody else. And right now, blacks are below, or they're treated below everybody else. And I said, well, if you're teaching your kids that the world wants blacks to be below everybody else, they're going to believe that. And they're going to live that self-fulfilling prophecy. If you teach your kids about opportunity and teach them how to embrace opportunities and strive for the opportunities they get, then they're much more likely to be equal, or sometimes even better, depending on their drive, depending on their abilities. Right? I mean, obviously you see in sports, because a lot of people strive to be better, right? Or they strive to be their best in sports. Imagine if everyone had that drive in everything. Good morning, and famous on 3. How you doing? Serving up a giant plate of huevos. I love me some huevos rancheros. I make me some huevos every day. I have 2 or 3 eggs a day. Every morning I make breakfast. Anyway, what a sad. That story makes me sad. I mean, that using those kind of topics. All right, I'm gonna give a choice. Let's see. Choice A is a Breitbart article. Div Bolsheviks NYC, more shootings at this point in 2020 than all of 2019. Choice B, oh no, never mind. I'm not even gonna give you a choice. Austin police, Texas State troopers prevent violence and arrest many. So A is, we'll talk about New York City. 2, we'll talk about Austin, Texas. John Sislowski, how you doing? Need some construction site Spanish lessons? Yeah, you kind of do these days. Hello, Maniac Man. Did I just see MC in the house?
Stop. Hammer time.
Yes, I did, didn't I? Okay, good morning. That'll never get old. So, shall we talk about New York, or shall we talk about Austin? And we have our number 1 super chat of the day. It is the first super chat of the day, but it is the top super chat of the day because it's first. And you're always top if you're the first. Good morning, Black Hebrew Israelite, who donated the $2 and says, quote, "I'm top dog for now."
That's right.
Fuck BLM. Those commie bitches can eat a trash bag of dicks.
That's right.
There you go. Looks like B seems to be leading. I see a lot more B's. Well, there's C's. There's all kind, or C for both. Well, we'll get to the other one. I just want to know which one you want first. All right, we're going to do we'll do B first. Austin, Texas. Austin, Texas. Hang on a second here. It's loading. There we go. Slow but sure. Slow but steady wins the race. Okay. Austin police, Texas State trooper prevent violence and arrest many. Rumors and intel flew around for days leading up to Saturday, August 1st. Dozens of activists were being bussed into Austin, Texas from Portland and Seattle to do to this city what they have done to both of those. Rumors suggested they wanted to destroy Austin Police Headquarters, the Texas State Capitol, or both. Downtown apartment residents received flyers warning them that the outsiders might attempt to gain entry into their buildings and get to the roof. We have a new top super chat of the day. Thank you, Chicago Mike. I gotta see this for a second because I forgot. I know I changed my my gun-related dollar amounts to shooters. I just gotta play it again because I'm trying to remember what that one is. Oh, that's right. That's the girl shooting targets from ways away. She seems to be doing a fine job there. Thank you, Mike, Chicago Mike, for the 556, who said, when did we start McCarthyism again? You know, I can almost pinpoint that. The McCarthyism started when, hang on a second here. The McCarthyism started again when Donald Trump was elected. Thank you very much. Just saying. Yeah, the whole fucking Russia thing was the McCarthyism. It's just, you know, when did you beat your wife? Or when you were beating your wife, did you shield your kids' eyes? I don't know. It's just everything. It's just the mafia shakedown, the McCarthyism. My God. Anyway, all right. So anyway, downtown apartment residents received flyers warning them that the outsiders might attempt to gain entry to their buildings to get onto the roof. So that's wow. Residents of La Vista de Guadalupe, a downtown Austin apartment building, have received notice from, hang on a second here. We have a third super chat. This is from Ricky Bobby. Awesome. I am honored, sir. I did not know a famous race car driver would be watching my show. Thank you, sir. Ricky Bobby with a 666. Yes, the devil's amount. And another one of my other funny shake weight. I love those shake weight gifts. Anyway, it says, Ricky Bobby says, if you're not first, you're last. Thank you, Ricky Bobby, for that wonderful, wonderful saying there. Thank you very much. Okay. So the residents of this apartment complex received a notice, and Ricky Bobby is the top super chat of the day. Oh, it still says Chicago Mike up there. Well, how'd that happen? Well, Ricky Bobby, okay, it's close enough. Anyway, they received this notice. Here's the warning. Dear tenants, Austin police have informed some managers of apartments and condos near I-35 that people coming to Austin tomorrow may be armed and have plans to get on top of buildings along the I-35 frontage road. La Vista de Guadalupe was not specified. However, the Trindle, Amley East Side apartments, and the 11 apartments were named. There's a reason to believe that La Vista de Guadalupe may be one of the buildings. Please be vigilant. Report any suspicious person in our building to Austin Police. Pay special attention to the top floor and make a point of looking at the roof of our building. But report any person who is behaving suspiciously by calling 911. Also, keep your eyes open for anyone that might be on the roof or upper balconies of the Trindle condominiums across the street. If you see anyone who looks suspicious, call 911 immediately. Good morning, Gator Valine and John Connor. It should go without saying this activity would put numerous innocent people in harm's way and constitute egregious violation of private property rights. Antifa and BLM activists have repeatedly demonstrated their disdain for the latter by destroying, defacing, and looting private property. Protesters surrounding cars, assaulting and shooting drivers, and other innocents have repeatedly demonstrated their disdain for the former as well. Protesters also targeted Austin City Council member Kathy Tovo with a march on her home because she is the lone member of the council who has not committed to their demands, but to gut the Austin police budget. Tovo intends to gut it, but not by as much as the protesters demand. That's so fucking typical. Holy shit. Yes, P-Dog's the same. That's the same I-35. Yes, the same I-35 that goes through my town. It goes from all the way down here, all the way down. In fact, I've driven from Minneapolis to Dallas a couple different times, and one of my best friends from college lives down there. Protesters also target... Oh, I already said that. The flyer above and the other information suggests the groups intended to attack Austin Police headquarters. The headquarters building has been the site of protests and often violent riots over the past 2 months. The activists have attempted to storm the building in the past, but failed. Saturday's protest activities was billed as the biggest yet, and at least in part due to the shooting of Garrett Foster. Foster was the man who apparently pointed his AK-47 rifle at the car window of a driver, Daniel Perry, while protesters surrounded and pounded on his car during an unpermitted protest and illegal taking of the public street just before 10 p.m. on July 25th. Perry, an Army sergeant and licensed handgun carrier, fired his weapon after Foster had used his rifle to order Perry to roll down his car window down. Pointing a gun at someone can obviously be read as hostile action. Texas Castle law covers drivers and vehicles defending themselves, including the use of deadly force. APD and the Texas Department of Public Safety were ready for Saturday's action, making this post short. So these guys, here's them getting ready to come out. You know, part of this protest was during the day, and I know that here, I'm going to turn this down. Oh, that's just my headphones. You know, the protest during the day, they were blocking the street, and the techs, they had some like mounted policemen on horses, like about 20 mounted police and police on bicycles, and the people are out there in the street, and the police just rode up with their horses and moved them back using their horses. But anyway. Good morning, Gamer Valine. I already said that. Good morning, Check Your Logic. And Uriah Hammock. Now, that's a name I don't see that often. I'm glad you are here. Welcome to the show. If you are already a subscriber, I guess you could disregard this. But anyone who's listening who hasn't been here before or isn't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and click that little bell thingy so that you get notifications. Or you can follow me on Twitter, Minds Gap, or Parler. I usually announce my shows those days, too. Wait, Gunfox, what do you say? Marty, PA House set to look into the funding of the Pennsylvania State Police, who get $4.6 billion in funding every year. Are they looking at what? Reducing it? A GOP House member says he supports the police, but $4.6 billion is over the top. So, are they okay? They're looking into the funding. So what do they mean by 4.6 million is over the top? Hello, Midday Sun and Anna Lynn. How are you doing? I'll have to see if I can find that. Maybe you have an article on that. You can put it in the chat, Gunfox. If you have an article handy, I'd like to hear what that one is about. Law enforcement officers were deployed and ready downtown, according to a source familiar with Saturday's event. No officers were injured. Little force was used in shutting down the protest, which illegally blocked streets and was intended to bring violence to Austin. No property was damaged despite the protesters' plan. They did take roads illegally, briefly including Interstate 35, the main highway that runs through downtown Austin. Protesters harassed innocent diners and others downtown. Yeah, the Texas police I don't think they're just gonna just fuck around like some of these places. I just don't. Let's see. Let's look at some of the action here. So this is police protesters be told to get the fuck out of the street. Let's see. Okay, so okay, that was not exciting. Let's see what else they got here. They got some other things here. This is this is the guy. This is great. And apparently, if you're a brother, you can get them to get the fuck out the way. But here's this guy. This guy was great. He was not happy with these people. and they're blocking the road. Oh, little buffery there, sorry. Come on, baby. You can do it. You can do it. Ah, shit. Let's try it again. Okay, I'm getting the FU from my internet. I gotta get this issue fixed. Let's see if it'll do it like there. Nope, that could not be played. Anyway, so this dude gets out of his car. He said, I understand what you're doing. I understand the support the protest, yada, 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 but I gotta get to work. And if you don't get out of my way, we're going to have problems. And he seemed very serious and earnest in his request, and they got the fuck out the way. But they didn't do it for everybody. I think his advantage in that situation was that he was a brother, and they let him through. Oh, and we have Black Hebrew Israelite with the new top dog of the day. Yes, the music took a little bit to go. My internet's kind of... I'm going to shut that article. It's just used up too much resources. Thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Who says, top dog for my AK rounds.
That's right.
We need to round up all these commies and give them all free helicopter rides in Minecraft, of course.
That's right.
Let's purge the commies from our governments in Minecraft, of course.
That's right.
Thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite, for the 762. And see, now it's cumulative. So you are the top dog of the day with the 982. Nicely done, sir. Thank you very much, and I greatly appreciate it. Good morning, Chrome. How you doing? All right, let's move on. Let's go to the New York City article, because there's some statistics that, well, are not pleasing, but must be acknowledged. In New York City, Bill de Blasio's New York City, more shootings at this point in 2020 than all of 2019. A lot of factors in that. I mean, sure, the new disdain for officers of the law is a big factor, and also I'm sure just the economic, what do you call it? I'll call it a downturn, but the COOF economy, the COOF economy has just been messing with people, and apparently they're getting a little restless in New York City. Now, of course, de Blasio is, well, never mind. Let's read the article. There have been more shootings in Mayor Bill de Blasio's New York City at this point in 2020 than during the entire year of 2019. The New York Post reported there have been 777 shootings in New York City as of August 1st, 2020. NYPD data shows there were 776 shootings for all of 2019. It only gets worse from there. Joseph Giacalone, adjunct professor at John Jay College of Criminal Justice, said, as shootings continue, so will retaliation. It's a vicious cycle that the NYPD worked hard to mitigate, but that they are no longer able and in some cases willing to do, Giacalone added. The Post notes that de Blasio's response to the surge in shootings largely amounts to gun buyback programs. Oh my God. Oh my God. To gun buyback programs and an increase in foot patrols in areas with high shootings. Yeah, I'm wondering how they're doing. I wonder how they're doing, because how they're doing that was because they're talking about cutting their budget by $1 billion. Like, that's 17% of their budget for police activity. I don't know how they do that. Anyway, violence is surging in other Democrat-controlled cities as well. On August 1, 2020, Breitbart News reported that Mayor Lori Lightfoot's Chicago saw a 139% increase in murder during July 2020 when compared to July 2019. And the Chicago Sun-Times reported there were 406 shooting incidents in Chicago during the month of July 2020. That's an increase of 75% from the 232 last July. So, oh my God. So let's think about that. New York City, there's been 777 shootings for the entire year. In Chicago, there have been 476 shootings in July alone. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Anyway, 21 people were shot in Chicago between Friday and Saturday afternoon, 6 of them fatally. So yeah, that's not good news. Let's see. What other headlines I got here? Oh, I've been wondering about this, so I'm just going to click this without asking. I'm just going to go through some things that I find here because it'll take more time to do the poll. I'll have to figure out how to do that someday. Anyway, apparently the District of Columbia, the DC police are revealing why they arrested teens for writing pro-life messages in black chalk. Remember this weekend? They arrested. Okay, so all these protests going on and vandalism and tagging things with spray paint and painting Black Lives Matters on the streets, and some of the streets are painted by the city themselves. And so there was this little protest in front of a Planned Parenthood on the public sidewalk. It wasn't on Planned Parenthood's property, but on the sidewalk outside Planned Parenthood. And these two teens were writing in sidewalk chalk on the sidewalk, the public sidewalk, in chalk, "Pre-born Black Lives Matter." Pre-born Black Lives Matter. Chicago has 455 murders as of Friday. Can we get a big round of applause? Yes. Way to go, Chicago. Ooh, thank you, Duck Dog. So anyway, and so it was just like all these violent protests going on all around the country, and the police, chalk is violence. The police decide that they're gonna arrest these kids for writing in a little tiny protest, writing in chalk on a public sidewalk. Well, they reveal why they arrested the teens writing pro-life messages in chalk. The Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police Department arrested 2 students Saturday morning for defacing property after they wrote pro-life messages in chalk, MPD told the Daily Caller News Foundation. Students for Life of America and the Frederick Douglass Foundation had planned to write the words "Black Preborn Lives Matter" on the sidewalk outside an abortion clinic in Washington, D.C. Saturday morning, according to a Students for Life press release. The group said it obtained a permit for the event. Pro-life students were arrested for writing "Preborn Lives Matter." We know that. The video footage captured by the Daily Caller News Foundation shows police arresting 2 students for chalking messages outside the abortion clinic. The students said they chalked outside the abortion clinic every week as part of an effort to persuade women not to get abortions. MPD spokesman Alina Gertz told the DCNF that the students were arrested for defacing of private public property. She said the students were both okay, that doesn't make sense. She said the students were both citation released. Okay. And referred the DCNF to a description of what defacing public or private property means. So let's see this. Well, let's see if they show it here. Both advocacy groups had sent a July 20 letter to Mayor Muriel Bowser requesting permission to paint the words "Black Preborn Lives Matter" in order to celebrate the beautiful children with endless potential who are the future of their community and deserve the opportunity to make their mark in the world. Neither Bowser nor MPD immediately responded for requests for comment regarding the permit. The incident took place on the 1200 block of 4th Street in that town. Chalking messages is a common method of advocacy, particularly as protests and riots against racism and police brutality have erupted across the nation. Well, usually they use spray paint. And you know what? This is irregardless of whether you support abortion rights, do not support abortion rights, think it should be completely illegal, think it should be partially legal, think there should be restrictions. This is madness. Okay? Even if you disagree with them, if you're comparing to people throwing rocks and bottles at police in cities, and constant graffiti and all this other stuff, and they're for chalk that if a mild rain would wash it away on the public sidewalk. Good God. Chalky. Okay. Bowser had the slogan Black Lives Matter painted on a DC street in massive yellow letters in early June. The Daily Caller News Foundation asked MPD whether graffiti on the streets of DC done in the name of George Floyd or Black Lives Matter also counted as defacing private or public property. MPD, Metropolitan Police Department, did not immediately respond to this question. So let's see here. Now here in Denver, this is chalk. Is that chalk or is that paint? The names of black people killed by police written in chalk on the steps of the Colorado Capitol building. Protesters and rioters throughout the nation have chalked messages on streets and buildings against police brutality and racism. Is that it for the article? That's it. So they're just showing, how they did it in Denver. But yeah, chalk that just washes off in the rain. They got arrested and cited for that. Unbelievable. Again, it shouldn't matter if people are allowed to protest. You can't pick and choose which protest you're going to create arrest for. That's just ridiculous. I support abortion rights, and I still don't think they should be arrested. That's just crazy. Let's see. American flag Bibles reportedly burned in Portland riots. I think you've all seen that already. This is another one of those in my town. The reason I'm probably not going to spend a lot of time in Minneapolis. I wish my son would move. My daughter's and her future husband, I'm going to call him. They're not going to be married yet, but thank you. I see we have another super chat from Amy in Connecticut with $3.99 and a little Charles Barkley dance there. Thank you, Amy. Quote, Chicago was perfectly safe until 3 years ago when the Orange Man took office. Not a single shooting before that. That is so true, Amy. That is so true. And thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. And it seems like everyone else appreciates it too. Yeah, as if. And even a lot of these cities, although I gotta be honest, crime had been going down in most cities. Crime across the country had been going down, except for a few major cities. I think New Orleans, Chicago, Los Angeles, Baltimore, and I can't remember if it was Detroit or New York City. No, New York City had been going down too. I think it was Detroit. And if you took out the crime and in those five, I think it's those 5 cities. I should say Los Angeles Greater Metro. It's literally more than 60% of all murders and gun deaths, or something like that. It's some crazy number like that. But in the last few months, crime is up everywhere. I wish my son would move away from Minneapolis. He and his girlfriend just moved into a new apartment in Minneapolis. But anyway, the Minneapolis police, defunded by the city council, advise residents to obey criminals. Oh, wait a minute. That's not a joke. Yeesh. This may seem a strange way to begin a post about a surge in violence in Minneapolis, but Natalie Portman and the rest of Hollywood You did this. The Minneapolis Police Department told residents they should be prepared to hand over their phones, wallets, and purses to robbers. The MPD has reported a 46% increase in carjackings and a 36% increase in robberies compared to the same time last year, according to WCCO, which is our local CBS affiliate. Police in the city's 3rd precinct alone have received more than 100 reports of robberies and 20 reports of carjackings in just the last month. Office officials are now telling residents to be ready and willing to comply with the demands of criminals in an email sent to the... This is terrible. But I'm in such a good mood, I can only laugh. This is terrible. Telling them to comply with the demands of criminals in an email sent to 3rd Precinct residents. Great! Fucking great! Holy shit! God. Backing irrational and irresponsible calls, some coming from criminals to defund the police, and it's having a very predictable results. Oh, shocker! Crime is up in many American cities, thefts and robberies, violence and murder, with no end in sight. In fact, it's going to get worse as most cities have not yet actually defunded their police, but they sure support it, you dumb motherfuckers. Anyway, that was my aside. They didn't write that. What we're seeing now is in most places. Oh, Richo. Hi, Richo. I know I saw you here, and I meant to say hi when I first saw you, and I didn't. Also, good morning to Johnny Hellcat, the original viewer of the Morning Night Live. God. What we're seeing now in most places is just the beginning, with criminals emboldened by the possibility of defunding the police. Wait until the real defunding begins. Yes. Olivia Arnold is just one of the thousands of drivers who had their car stolen this year in Minneapolis. Her boyfriend was using it to deliver food 2 weeks ago near First Avenue and East 18th Street. That's not the greatest neighborhood. Anyway, in the 10 seconds he stepped out to hand over the customer's order, a thief jumped in the driver's seat and took off. You think, oh, this is just my side gig doing deliveries. You really don't think anything of it. You don't think that you're going to be put in danger because of something like that, Arnold said. Being victimized led her to seek more information through social media groups like the Uptown Crime Facebook page. That's kind of where I realized this has been happening a lot lately. Yeah, if you do that kind of stuff in cities, like I deliver food over the lunch hour in the suburbs here, and I drive my truck, and I usually leave my truck running and run in and run out. Don't do that shit in the city. Take your keys with you every time you step out of your vehicle, because that's just how it is. I might have to stop doing that here. Hey, Jaeger Pony, what's up? Holy shit. They're lucky he wasn't shot or stabbed. He merely lost a means of making a living during the worst economy in nearly a century. Insurance will pay for that, perhaps for the therapy he'll need to treat PTSD. Minneapolis gave itself over to the radical mob. Under pressure from far-left activists, criminals, Hollywood, and the media, most large cities have done the same or soon will. They did this despite the fact that a majority of Americans of all backgrounds never supported defunding the police, and defunding would lead to very predictable and terrible results. On that note, even in Minneapolis, there are some neighborhood groups who are now really pushing back on the city council, saying, wait, whoa, what the hell are you thinking? We don't need less police. We need more police and more training. But we don't need fewer police. Again, like I say, police are allocated based on need, based on 911 calls, based on calls. And, the idea that some neighborhoods are over-policed, so they couldn't have more rates of crime. That stupid video, I wish I could find it. I want to do a video about that stupid video. But it's, God, it's just, this is madness. Yes, there have been some awful events. The man bites dog events, when I talk about it all the time. Where, Black Lives Matter, but you're talking about events. You're talking about something. First of all, 0.1% killed by police, but then of that 0.1%, less than 1% of those, maybe 0.5% of those are unjustified and prosecutable. So we're talking about a tiny fraction, but but those are all the names you know. The reason you know those names, because they are so rare. What? 7-Eleven just bought Speedway and Super America for $21 billion. Well, Speedway just bought Super America, so all the Super Americas. Okay, okay. I saw Sheograph's chat here, and living in this area of the country, Super America was a convenience store that was taken over by Speedway, and they just changed all the names of Speedways, and now 7-Eleven bought all the Speedways. So they're if you're in the upper Midwest, probably from as far as North Dakota all the way through Ohio. I don't know much how farther east Speedways go, but apparently 7-Eleven bought all those. And then Circle K, we also have what's called holiday station stores here in the Twin Cities or around the Midwest. And those have been all bought by Circle K, I think, because they're about to change all those too. Wow, I did not know that. Hello, Sean, my friend from across the pond. How you doing? All right. So anyway, yeah, these cities are it's insanity. Let's see. The defunded Minneapolis police in Minneapolis with few options are telling residents that you may as well let the criminals have what they want in the hope they decide not to kill you anyway. God, that's some great advice. That's some fantastic fucking advice. Oh, they have speedways in Maine too? Okay, I didn't know they went that far east. I thought they stopped around Ohio and Pennsylvania, but apparently they go farther east. Well, they just got bought out by 7-Eleven. So there you go. Which they had 7-Elevens here in the 70s. I mean, we still have 7-Elevens in Omaha where I grew up, but there were 7-Elevens here, and then they kind of all died out. And I think, because I know SA, Super America, took over all the 7-Elevens in Minnesota. And then, but there's also, you know what I really like though? If you're in the Midwest, Iowa, Minnesota, there might be some in Nebraska now, but Casey's General Stores. I love Casey's General Stores because they have all of them have a little pizza thing in the back. They make pizzas, and their pizzas are really, really good, and they sell them by the slice, so they're really tasty. Anyway, yeah, defunding the police. That's great advice for the Minneapolis police. I'm going to say this again. Thank you, Gunfox61, for the $2 super chat. Gunfox says, with the $2, says, I just have an anti-robber system, 12-gauge slugs to the back at the press of a button. After they stop, finish them off with a 45. When in doubt, more lead to the head. Speedy is in PA as well. Everything else but that last sentence, I believe, was in Minecraft, and they do have Speedies in Pennsylvania. I knew they had them in Pennsylvania. I didn't know they went farther east. You got Casey's all over South Dakota. Yeah, they have like great pizza by the slice. I mean, I just love it. And it's funny because I usually stop on my way between here and Omaha when I go visit my mom. I always stop in the Clear Lake exit, Clear Lake, Iowa. Clear Lake? No, I'm sorry. It's the Mason City. Is it Mason City exit? It must be the Mason City exit. Anyway, there's a Casey's there, and I always grab a slice of pizza and keep going. But anyway, all right. Circle K with their flag spelling out KKK is a modern sneakity. Oh, yeah. Somehow they're going to find a way to make Circle K racist. So anyway. Hello, Hate Camel. What's up? All right. Jesus, just do what the criminals tell you to do. Just do what the criminals tell you to do. That's the worst advice. You know, I swear, if I ever get carjacked or even attempted carjack, someone's going to die that day, and it ain't going to be me. I have no patience for people with, anyway. I've had some training. Let's just put it that way. Anyway. All right, let's see what else we got. Let's see. Mostly white BLM press. Oh, this is that guy that chewed out the this might be a better video here. Let me see if this one works. Mostly white BLM protesters blocking highways get chewed out by a black man trying to get to work and feed his family. Do they have the good video of this? Oh, they don't. Nobody has a good video of this. Oh, here it is. Let's see if this one works. Let's see if this one works better. Here's the dude.
I got kids. Get the fuck out my way. I'm about to air this bitch out, bro. Come on.
If you can't hear him, I'm gonna start this again. He says, well, let's see if you can hear what he says here. Come on, he's in a big Ram dually, it looks like. Or no, it's not a dually, but oh, for fuck's sake. Which is my motto these days. Oh, for fuck's sake. Come on, guys. This video just does not want to play for me, I think. I really just think that this for some reason, I am not meant to play this video today. Oh well. Anyway, let's see. God, what a pain in the ass. All right. Anyway, so here's the last thing on the police. Then I'm going to see if there's any breaking news or anything new that we need to find out about. Does anybody really want to defund the police? That's the question being asked in City Journal here. After the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis and the Black Lives Matter movement led a nationwide call to defund the police. Most Americans assumed that this was just rhetoric on the order of eliminating the military or the personal income tax. But a significant number of people, a vocal minority, mobilized around precisely this issue. Protesters always make demands, often setting the bar higher than they can be realistically attained. It's a common strategy for pursuing social change. This time, though, political leaders fell in line. Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti quickly acceded to the demands of the defunders. Not to be outdone, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio promised to reduce the NYPD budget by $1 billion. That would be billion with a B, dollars. Most dramatically, the Minneapolis City Council voted to abolish the city's police force, though exactly how that would be implemented remains to be seen. None of the politicians who acted so abruptly consulted the public. According to a recent poll, most Americans do not want to defund the police. 2/3 oppose the movement, with 60% specifically opposed to reducing the police budgets. The same poll showed, however, that 57% of blacks support defunding the police. Okay. Anyway, now this is written by Charles Love. As a black man with many black friends, where'd that go? Here we go. I lost my spot. As a black man with many black friends, I find this a dubious statistic. Thank you for the super chat, Johnny Hellcat, sir. Thank you for the $4.99. And Jack Cochran's girlfriend there. If you haven't met her, that's his girlfriend. Just if you know who Jack Cochran is. With the increased percentage of carjacking and robbing, do they want you to just hand over your stuff? In that case, there's going to be a 100% chance of fuck that. You know, even them giving that advice is just... Thank you, by the way. Thank you, Johnny Hellcat. Appreciate that. Them giving that advice is insanity. To make that advice public, what does that tell the criminals? Oh, go have a field day. God, they're idiots. Anyway, where were we at? None of the politicians who acted so abruptly consulted the public. According to a recent poll, most Americans do not want to defund the police. 2/3 opposed the movement, with 60% specifically opposed to reducing police budgets. Oh, I see. That's where it was. So he says, as a black man with many black friends, I find this a dubious statistic. My black friends, relatives, and neighbors are neither conservatives nor strong supporters of law enforcement, but none supports defunding the police. Violent crime is on the rise across the country, and it disproportionately affects black communities. Black people need police to keep their neighborhoods safe. One possible explanation for the disconnect: many people agree with Black Lives Matter and its demands, at least in theory, because Black Lives Matter can mean many things. As a principle, it's relatively inarguable. As a social movement for police reform, it's debatable depending on your point of view. As a functioning organization, however, one that supports the dismantling of the nuclear family, capitalism, and most else that defines the American way of life, BLM is radical and destructive. The same eye of the beholder dynamic applies to the phrase defund the police. Some people think that it means reducing spending on military-grade hardware and improving cadet training. Others genuinely see it as a call to abolish armed law enforcement in U.S. cities. Now, that first line, though, seeing it as a means of reducing spending on military-grade hardware and improving cadet training, that would mean you'd have to improve the funding, I would think. Anyway, in the absence of police, one would have to rely on the kindness of strangers. A Minnesota neighborhood has taken up this experiment in the aftermath of the George Floyd episode. Powderhorn Park, a Minneapolis neighborhood near where Floyd died, made a collective decision not to call law enforcement into the community. Its residents soon learned that maintaining a community without police is easier said than done. Shortly after residents initiated the new arrangement, their neighborhood park was flooded with hundreds of homeless people setting up a makeshift tent city. The homeless brought with them increased traffic, noise, and drug use. 4 Powderhorn Park women called a meeting to vent about the camp. One burst into tears while another said that she had stopped walking her dog through the park. Another man was robbed at gunpoint by 2 black teenagers who looked to be about 15. He called the police. Later, though, in a text message, he wrote, I regret calling the police. It was my instinct, but I wish it hadn't been. I put those boys in danger of death by calling the cops. Good! They robbed you at gunpoint, asshole! I'm sorry, I had a little outburst there. Excuse me. A month into its no police experience, Powderhorn Park is a 24-hour open-air drug market littered with syringes. Shootouts have occurred across the residential street, with gunmen emptying their pistols at one another. I know a woman with a friend in Minneapolis. She supported the defund the police cries until she and her 12-year-old son were carjacked. The thieves nearly drove off with her son in the car. This happened in broad daylight while people walking by witnesses, she wrote on Facebook. When I tried calling 911, it just rang and rang and rang and rang and rang and rang. I'm sorry, I got stuck there. Thankfully, a witness was able to get them on the phone. She continues, quote, I no longer feel safe in my city in broad daylight, nor does my 12-year-old son. Mayor Jacob Frey, this is what will push people out of Minneapolis. Oh, shocker. People don't feel safe. Duh. In New York, Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams, an ex-cop, urged residents annoyed by incessant fireworks not to call the police. Stopping fireworks cannot turn into fireworks between the police and the community, he said. We want good community response to dealing with a nuisance. This is a non-violent act. So those 3 numbers that we dial, 911, get over that. Get fucked. Adam encouraged residents to go talk to the young people or the people on your block who are using fireworks instead of calling authorities. And if they tell you to fuck off or just shoot the fireworks at you instead of up in the air, then what? Can you call the police now, Mr. Borough President Eric Adams? You dumbass. Shatavia. The fuck kind of name is Shatavia? That sounds like something you do in an outhouse in Latvia. Shatavia Walls, a resident of East New York, took Adam's advice. She was shot and killed for her troubles. Oh, I'm sorry. I just made fun of her, too. May she rest in peace. We call police to handle situations like the one that cost Walls her life. We ask cops to mediate and de-escalate conflicts or potential conflicts. Their absence can lead to vigilantism or to clumsy efforts at self-defense, as we saw in St. Louis, where a couple was charged with a weapons felony for brandishing guns at protesters who came onto their property. However one chooses to view that incident, one thing was clear. Police were not coming to help them. The proper approach to police reform is simple. Let me stop for the super chat. Thank you, Gunfox61. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Okay, I can read. First, thank you, Cryptic. Wait a minute. I see what happened here. It is Gunfox61. Thank you. I just scrolled down too far. Thank you, Gunfox61, for the $2. I saw a guy. I say we defund welfare, Section 8 housing, Planned Parenthood, and releasing criminals for bullshit reasons. BLM are heretics. By the order of the emperor, they need to purge with chainsaws and bolt pistols. Get the flamethrowers as well. Gunfox, you seem to have a theme today. You must be playing a lot of Minecraft lately, but I'm going to give you one of those anyway. Thank you for the $2 super chat. All right. So the proper approach to police reform is simple and, alas, unglamorous. We should do everything we can to support good policing while demanding accountability for bad ones. But our current political temper assumes that most police officers are bad. That's the problem. They think they're all bad. Hello, and Kiever Dam. How you doing? But our current political temper, okay, this attitude will yield nothing but animosity and failure. More certainty needs to be done to improve the fractured relationship between cops and the communities that they are sworn to protect. But that can only happen with a concerted effort between police and citizens of goodwill. Extreme anti-police rhetoric and politics, coupled with demoralized cops backing off from doing their jobs, won't get us there. The unavoidable truth is that defunding the police is not the answer, and most Americans seem to know it. So, perfect. Well said, sir. All right, real quick, let's check out, see if there's any breaking news, because before I get out of here, because I'm running out of little time here. Yeah, Gunfox is playing a lot of 40K, or something. Just a lot of Minecraft. You know, I'm just there's a whole lot of stuff, Minecraft stuff he's got going on there. So anyway, all right, let's check the any breaking news. By the way, I got some thank yous. You know, I didn't even do my show today. The Morning Night Live is brought to you by you guys. Share the show, share the stream, hit the like button, super chats and donations through Streamlabs. Or also, I've added the Venmo and Cash App options down in the description. If you're not into the if you don't do that the Streamlabs PayPal thing, there's a couple other options there. I'm gonna have some other options just if people want to donate, and but the super chats are strictly through Streamlabs right now until I hit that 1,000 subscribers thing. Also, quick thank you, Stormy. Oh wait, no, those are people who did this. Thank you, MC. Thank you, Tyler F. Grillin' Pirate Pete, Necrosaw Collins, Renee Mayette, Scribe Light, Becca Fairley, Cynical Lindsay, Maddie, Cindy Rochelle, and Pirate Pete, everyone who has been, who shared the show link on Twitter, or I haven't checked Mindscab or Parler yet, but some of you do it on those platforms too. Thanks for everyone who does that, and also big thanks for everyone who just shows up and enjoys the chat and has some fun with us during the day. All right, real quick, let's see if there's anything breaking. The only things... The Rock just bought part of the XFL. How about that? I don't know if that'll be a big news today, but as we first reported by Sportico, the former WWE superstar turned actor is partnering with Redbird Capital to purchase the XFL for $15 million. Now that's kind of sad that it's only worth $15 million. But anyway, the current XFL season was upended by the pandemic, resulted in mass layoffs within the league. But you know, who knows? He might bring some entertainment value to the XFL. I mean, there are some fun things about it. And I think, does McMahon still own a big part of that? Anyway, so yeah, he threw $15 million in the pot. Let's see, confirming that the XFL has been purchased by a group that includes Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson for $15 million. The deal contingent on court approval August 7th. The quote from Johnson below. The purchasing firm is Redbird Capitals. Here's the quote from The Rock. "It doesn't matter what you think." No, I'm just kidding. The acquisition of the XFL with my talented partners, Danny Garcia and Jerry Cardendale, is an investment for me that's rooted deeply in two things: my passion for the game and my desire to always take care of the fans, said Dwayne Johnson. "With pride and gratitude for all that I've built with my own two hands, I plan to apply these calluses to the XFL and look forward to creating something special for the players, fans, and everyone involved for the love of football." Well, if we can maybe not keep them from kneeling, I didn't say that out loud. All right, let's see what other news is happening. I'm just looking for news. Barron Trump. I don't know why Barron Trump is tweeting. Okay, Microsoft. They talk about banning TikTok. Well, Microsoft says it will pursue talks to buy TikTok in the U.S. after consulting President Trump. Great. Not like Microsoft doesn't already have enough of your information. Are they going to? Well, I don't know. In a blog post on Sunday, the software company said that after a conversation between President Trump and CEO Satya Nadella, Microsoft is prepared to continue discussions to explore a purchase of TikTok in the United States. The move follows the president's announcement on Air Force One on Friday that he planned to ban the Chinese-owned social media platform from operating in the United States. I thought that might be, all the TikTokers are whining like little bitches they are, but I shouldn't say that. My wife loves TikTok. I shouldn't say that. But anyway, what's interesting is Senator Chuck Schumer was also calling for the ban of TikTok. It's not just the president. It seems to be a bipartisan issue because of all the spyware and spying capabilities that TikTok has. Let's see, Axios, they just announced Microsoft is preparing to continue discussions to explore the purchase of TikTok in the U.S. So that's big news. I don't think there's anything else I need to say about that. Let's see what else is going on. So you're going to be hearing about TikTok still. I know some of you don't give a thick fuck about TikTok, but it is what it is. Nobel Peace Prize winner John Hume dies at 83. Dr. Burks is in the news because she told Nancy Pelosi to go take a flying fuck in a rolling donut. Okay, maybe not exactly those words, but because Nancy Pelosi said, "I don't have confidence in Dr. Burks because she's a Trump appointee." This stupid senator almost called her. Oh, anyway, so Nancy Pelosi the other day was saying that I don't have confidence in Dr. Burks because she's Trump's appointee. Bitch! Dr. Fauci's also Trump's appointee. You dumb person. Sunday on ABC's This Week, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi responded to reports she called President Donald Trump and Coronavirus Task Force Coordinator Deborah Birx the worst at a meeting with Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin and White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. Host Martha Raddatz said Politico reported in a closed meeting on what? Did these people have writers? Host Martha Raddatz said, listen to the sentence. Politico reported in a closed meeting on what? Anyway, you accused of Dr. Deborah Birx of spreading disinformation about the pandemic. Is that true? And do you have confidence in her? Pelosi said, I think the president is spreading disinformation about the virus and she's his appointee. I have no confidence. No. Bitch, oh my God. Bitch, please. Bitch, please. Anyway, so Dr. Birx, I think Dr. Birx snapped back at her. He said something. Well, first Donald Trump said, so crazy Nancy Pelosi said horrible things about Dr. Deborah Birx going after her because she was too positive on the very good job we are doing in combating the China virus.
China is asshole.
Including vaccines and therapeutics. In order to counter Nancy, Deborah took the bait and hit us. Pathetic. Huh. So on Sunday, Dr. Birx, White House Coronavirus Task Force Coordinator, said on Sunday, what we are seeing today is different from March and April. It is extraordinarily widespread. It's in the rural as equal urban areas. She urged distance learning for schools and hotspots. Well, I think we flattened the curve like you buttheads told us to. No one said that no one's going to get it. No one said we're preventing anybody from getting it. Jesus Christ. It's a fucking virus. I'm just going to... fucking stupid. I don't have any confidence anyone stands there. Well, wait, how long is this one? Do I want to play this? It's 1:07. Here's Nancy Pelosi.
What happened is that we had a conversation about how we stop the virus.
You don't stop a virus.
They were making contentions about how tracing isn't a valuable thing. We shouldn't do it. I said, well, that's not what most scientists say.
She's a fucking scientist. You're not a scientist, Nancy. Good God. How did oh my God. How did they do it in Sweden? How did they do it in some other countries? You know what? Who just said something about moving the goalpost? I saw that. Where is it? Check your logic. No. Where's I saw something. Katie did skate. Yes, Katie. They are always moving the fucking goalposts. Anyway, let's see what the rest she says.
And they said, well, we'll bring a scientist to say that. I said, well, sure, it's not Dr. Birx, because I don't have confidence in anyone who stands there while the president says, swallow Lysol.
Would you please buy some fucking Polygrip? Jesus Christ. You can't talk because your teeth are always sliding around in your mouth. Sorry. I can't. I'm having outbursts. Richard Cranium, what's up? It took me until I watched. By the way, Richard Cranium just did his first video. Congratulations on the Richard Cranium channel. His name's Barry, but he goes by Richard Cranium, more colloquially known as Dick Head. But Richard Cranium, and I enjoyed your video, sir. Go check it out. His very first video. Congratulations. And like I said, you start, and then you do another start, and then you do another start, you do another start, and then it gets to be old hat. So. Congratulations on your first video, sir. Also, good morning to the God Emperor of Duncan is in the house. How you doing? I don't give a fuck what Nancy has to say. Let's just go back, see if there's any actual news. Nobel Peace Prize winner John Hume dies at age 83. Men wear houses trending, don't care. Trump responds after the Nevada's legislature passes bill expanding mail-in voting within the state. Oh no! How an iconic New York City deli is surviving despite grim restaurant statistics. If this is about, there's a deli that I want. If this is about that deli, what the hell did I do there? What the hell did I just do? No, that's not it. That's what the hell how that happened. The hell? That's not what I want to do. Okay, here we go. Let me see if this is. Katz's. Yeah, boy. Now, 1 in 3 U.S. restaurants may close permanently this year due to COVID-19 pandemic, but New York City landmark Katz's Delicatessen has managed to continue serving its famous pastrami sandwiches since opening in 1888. How did they adapt? They just have. I am. The next time I go to New York City, this is my must stop. Have you ever seen this place? Let's see what they're doing. We'll watch this. Look at that sandwich. Oh my God. I just want to go back and look at that sandwich again. Watch this. Oh. That just looks like heaven. They're famous for their pastrami
the country's
sandwich.
sick, but I still like to eat, and I'm going to have my pastrami sandwich no matter what.
Look at that bad boy.
I'm used to seeing a bunch of people inside here. It's normally like a crowded place.
Too excited.
I don't think anyone in their right mind expected this type of summer. I don't think anyone was ready for 2020. We don't like change. We fear change a little bit here. We like to preserve our old traditions.
You still got some outside seating.
You know, during normal times, I would say we could see anywhere from 400 to about 4,000 customers in a given day.
Oh my God, 4,000 customers a day sometimes. On the weekends. Oh, I got to turn this off. My mouth's watering. But good. I hope they survive, because that is like that's a bucket list thing. Seriously, going to Katz's Deli and having a pastrami sandwich. It looks just amazing. Okay, question. Anybody here in the chat ever been to Katz's Deli in New York City? It's a bucket list item. So anyway. All right. Let's see. Anything else breaking news? Doesn't look like it. Apple fire in Southern California has burned through 20,500 acres. That's not good. Scientists grow colored cotton. That's racist. That's racist. I'm sorry. Let's see. Anything else? Scientists, Lord Taylor and Men's Warehouse become latest retailers to file for bankruptcy during pandemic. Damn, I needed a couple suits. I hope they are able to reorganize. Finnish Prime Minister Sanna Marin marries longtime partner Markus Rakhkonen. I don't know how to say that. Anyway, how far-right police officers and ex-soldiers plan for... Oh, my God. What the F is this? Okay, this is Germany. Germany has woken up to a problem of far-right extremism in its elite special forces. But the threat of neo-Nazi infiltration of state institutions is much broader. Oh, my God. Well, it's in Germany. I don't know. They're just weird. Moving on. Anything else? Dr. Burke says COVID-19 and what doctor is extraordinarily widespread in the U.S. Yeah. Okay. And our death rate is still lower than most of the countries in Europe. So we're finding more cases. Just saying. Anything else? 2 passengers removed from a Delta flight for refusing to wear masks. 2 people refused to wear masks who were removed from a Delta Airlines flight before it left Detroit for Atlanta on July 23rd. Delta CEO Ed Bastian recently said, if you board a plane and you insist on not wearing your mask, we will insist that you don't fly Delta in the future. Okay. Like I said, I'm not really a mask person, but if the business that I am frequenting requires a mask, I wear a mask. I'm like, you know what? If they want you to wear a mask, wear a mask. I don't care. I don't know if that's I hope just this shit isn't permanent. Oh my God, Scott Dworkin. A Delta flight was ready for takeoff, but 2 passengers refused to wear a mask. So they went back to the gate, removed them from the plane, then took off. Yes, we can again. I'm going to bet you that they... a flight from Detroit to Atlanta. I'm going to guess it was... probably wasn't a couple Trump supporters. I'm just saying. Okay. Anything else? Australia declares a state of disaster in Victoria and imposes curfew in Melbourne. Oh God, they're they're starting to get really strict on COVID in Australia. I'm sure Richo can tell you a little bit about that. Can't remember where you are in Australia though. And Spain is telling us about a possible second wave. Spain was hit really hard, and it's like deaths per capita, I think, is 4th or 5th in the world. So I don't know. They're telling about a possible second wave. So everything's about COVID-19. That seems to be the big news today. So you'll hear a lot more about COVID and and BLM, I guess. And President Trump's claims about expanded mail-in voting are unsubstantiated according to state officials. Oh, great. Oh, he repeated attack on mail-in balloting on Monday after members of the Nevada State Senate approved a new election bill expanding the voting practice during the COVID-19 pandemic. Active registered voters will receive mail-in ballots ahead of the election in November. Several states already allow for mail-in voting, a practice many state officials and elected analysts say is safe and secure. Oh my God. There is a large window for voter fraud in the mail-in ballots if you just mail them out randomly. But that's how you do it, because somebody in one state, their cat got a voter registration offer, and I just saw an article about some of their dead grandparents got voter registration, and it's just nuts. And in fact, you know what? If masks are so effective, then everyone should vote in masks. That's just a thought. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here today on the Morning Night Live. This show is powered by you, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. On your way out the door, though, there are 55 people here and only 36 likes, which means some of you have not clicked that little thumbs up yet, or the one thumbs down from Duck Dog. But please, on the way out, hit a thumbs up. Share the stream. Share it after, before, during, and after the stream. I appreciate those of you who've already done that. And if you're watching on the replay on YouTube, please leave a message in the comment section just so I know that you were here. And then finally, if you want to make a huge impact on the show and the things we do here, you can always drop a donation in the Streamlabs link in the description down below, or in the chat, or just go to pdognight.live. And that's where your super chats come from, too. All the people who did that today: Gunfox61, Johnny Hellcat, Amy in Connecticut, Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Ricky Bobby, Chicago Mike. Thank you very much for these super chats today. But that's it, guys. I gotta go. Did I say hi to you, Renee? I think I did. I don't know why I can't remember who I said hi to sometimes, and I just feel bad if I forget anybody. So if I didn't say hi, just you can remind me in the chat sometime. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta go. My name's P Dog Knight. And I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Hey, this is P-Dog Knight, and thank you for watching today on the P-Dog Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comments section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterward so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through the Streamlabs link, which is also in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.